Hello everyone, Nate here with Simply Sharp, and it's an exciting day because we have the brand new Ken Onion Elite Mark II from WorkSharp. If you've been following along, you know that we use the existing Ken Onion and the blade grinding attachment for almost all of our knife sharpening here at Simply Sharp. And today I'm going to go ahead and give my take on this new unit, compare it to the original one, and if that's the kind of thing that you're interested in and just want to learn more about, stick around. All right. First difference, the whole thing comes in one box. The previous system was actually two products. It was the Ken Onion sharpener and the blade grinding attachment. They came in two separate boxes. Now it all comes in one box. The original system currently costs $199. This costs $299, so it's $100 more expensive. I do, however, think I recall that when I first started buying these, the Ken Onion itself was like $150 or something like that, maybe $160, and then the blade grinding attachment was like $80. So I don't know, maybe like $230, $240. So maybe I'm remembering that wrong, but this is somewhere between $60 to $100 more expensive than the original Mark I is. It's definitely $100 more expensive than WorkSharp is currently selling these things for on their website. So that's the first difference. Now let's jump into the actual unit. So on the right here is the Mark I. So this is the Ken Onion unit with the blade grinding attachment. Here is the Mark II, also has its version of the blade grinding attachment. And some of the major differences are, number one, and this is one of my big complaints, is this structure right here. That just got in the way with certain things, like certain scissors, some knives, garden tools. This whole thing just got in the way. They've eliminated that. I haven't fully tested it, but just looking at it, it seems like this is going to be a lot better of an experience. In this area, the other thing is you can now easily adjust how much slack you have in this sharpening area right here. And that's going to kind of determine how flat your grind is. It's never going to be completely flat, but this is less convex than something like that, which is a feature I didn't even know this thing had until Jason out at the Western Sharpeners Roundup showed it to me. That like, oh yeah, you can move this thing up here and there's less slack up here, so you'll get less convex of a curve. Didn't even know that was a thing on the original Mark I. But there we go. That's a couple differences in that area. The other really big difference about this is the way you adjust the angle. So on the Mark I, the angle adjustment is here. You loosen this, untension it, loosen it, move something around, tighten it back up, and there you go. And then retension your belt and you're good to go. With this system, it's all done by this knob, and the belt doesn't need to come off. It doesn't even need to be untensioned. I was adjusting it while the thing was running. Brilliant. It's great. Often I'll be sharpening things at different angles. So if I'm going between 15 and 17 degrees on the same batch of knives, I'll do like my P120 at 17. I'll flip it over to 15, and I got to stop the machine, untension it, adjust it, retension it, start back up again. So just this little ability right here, that's a big improvement. I really like all of those changes thus far. The next big set of changes is around how you actually operate the power. So on the original trigger, a little latch mechanism that puts it in continuous run mode, and then this is how you would adjust the speed. So turn it on, hold it to speed, that adjusts it. Now in practicality, especially when I train new sharpeners, it takes a minute for them to get it to go. And then as soon as they try to adjust the speed, they invariably loosen the hold, and then it stops running, and it's just this whole thing. So you just kind of, there's a real technique to running that efficiently. Over here, when I first saw this, I thought, ugh, why are you adding all this electronics? You're overcomplicating it. Like, keep it simple. I was not a fan of what I saw, but holy smokes, this is amazing. I think they pretty well nailed it. Pull the trigger, hit that button. It's in continuous run. Speed up, speed down, stop. Brilliant. I love the way they did it. Good job on that, guys. Some of the other things that they changed is they added this. So both feature a platen back here and a little shelf that you can rest things on. I didn't even know that that was even there. I asked the guy, the lead designer at Blade Show. He's like, oh yeah, we kind of had it back there in case somebody needed a platen for something. I wind up using it for some more severe chip removal and any sort of reprofiling or something like that. But on here, they've added this feature where this thing raises up, which quite honestly, when I watched the video, I was baffled, like, why would you do that? but the instructions say it's another reference plane. So instead of putting your knife here and bringing it up, you can put your knife here and bring it down. So that might actually help some people. I'm sure they got a lot of feedback or something that made them do that. Maybe there's other cool things that we can figure out how to do with it. Tracking knob, the tensioner is a little bit different. So it just kind of goes in and down, and it just feels and operates a little bit differently than this one. I don't really know how else to explain that. Also, the wheel in there is on the old work sharp. It's just this tiny little wheel, and that would introduce a little bit of I don't know what the right word is, but there's like a little bow that forms in the belt because of that. And you'll see it on some of the thinner belts. In here, you can't see it, but it's basically the same wheel. It's the full width, and it just feels great. This wheel is also bigger on this one. Really, really nice job about all that sort of stuff. So I think those are all the kudos. Now, there is, in my mind, two big issues I have with the Mark II. Issue number one, I don't know why every manufacturer decides to improve things by adding more plasticky bits to make it look good. It must be some fundamental battle between people that want to use products and make great products and people in marketing. Don't know why this is here. And it's more troubling because issue number one is this space in here is remarkably useful. Like, you can get like loppers and scissors and pruners. You can just get stuff in there because you've got all of this space to play with. It's one of the things that make this really versatile. It's one of the reasons we use this at Simply Sharp. We're all mobile, so being compact, low power draw, and having a lot of versatility is big advantages of this unit. It's why we use them. They're also pretty cost efficient. Now, if I want to look at this guy, because they had to support all this plastic, they've got all this metal over here with this stud. And so you've lost a decent amount of real estate. And this wheel's bigger, but you can move that out of the way. But I don't know. I did not have the opportunity to see if that's really going to be an impediment, but just looking at it, I feel like I've lost a bit of versatility because of all that. But here's the real issue. The Mark I, do a 3-belt progression. I'm going to pop this guy off. I'm going to pop this guy on. I'm going to go. I'm going to take him off. I'm going to put the next one on. Good to go, right? Easy, easy, and fast. If I'm at a farmer's market, I am blowing and going. I don't need to fool around with it. I think you can look at this and tell this is going to be a problem. So that's a habit, but I go down here, you load it from the bottom. Oh, sorry. There we go. Load it from the bottom. All right. I'm running. Great. Stop. There we go. I gotta get around this thing because it's all the way down. And then back up. Put it back on. Take it back off. That's a lot slower. That might be a deal breaker for me. I don't know. I am hoping that the guys at WorkSharp are clever as they always are, and I'm just doing something wrong. Maybe they see this and they post some sort of an instructional video or whatever, but getting belts on and off this is not good. I don't know what this metal clip is for. I'm probably going to take it off because I'm also pretty uncertain. Am I going to be able to get a leather belt in there? I don't have a leather belt to try with. I actually gave my leather belt to one of my students, and I have some on order. But I will certainly be testing that out. But I'm not sure I can get for sure with this clip on. I can't do it. With it off, probably, but that's not going to be fun to get that in there. I just don't know why they added all this stupid plastic. So there we go. That's the major differences between the two models. Got rid of the hardware here. I love the way they do the power. I love the way you set the angle. I absolutely hate this monstrosity in the middle. I think it's really going to affect my speed of sharpening and the versatility of it versus the Mark I. I really hope I'm wrong on that account. Would I recommend it? For a home sharpener, absolutely would recommend this over the Mark I. I think it's worth the extra $100. It's so much easier to use. It's just more pleasant. It is slightly quieter. Definitely would recommend it. For a professional, I don't know that I can. I am hoping, again, that getting the belts on and off is somehow easier than I'm making it. Yeah, if I can't overcome that, I don't know that I will actually move to the Mark II, unless I can overcome the belt switching. Hey, let's try this actually. This is how it comes apart. It does have a little nubbin that goes on here as well. I just don't have it on there right now. Let's see if I can do this. Can I get this guy? Why? That would have been so nice. Alas, no. There we go. Thank you, everyone. Hope that was helpful.